What's good, guys? Just got done with your own analysis. Let's go. Perfect. SRP first as usual. Saeed, what's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? Jarvis, what's up? What's up? I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna turn it down over here. Let me have some of this coffee. Just gonna post this on Twitter and Instagram. We'll get it going. Julian, what's up, brother? How's my week? My week was good, man. I can't ever complain. Can never complain. Let me know if the music's too loud, but it should be good. Derek, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? All right, let's get cooking. Da, 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 da. This coffee, bro. Oh my, this coffee is top 5. Top 5. Top 5, and it's not 5 right now. This is amazing coffee. SRP, missed your stream. Which stream? Oh, like you just missed it in general. I got you. MPG, what's up? What's up? All right, let's get right into it. I got the camera off for this one. Let's look at the very first thing that we always look at. You guys know the drill. Drop this thing down. Bro, I'm thinking of starting to trade intraday. It says to increase my frequency passive. Yeah, I mean, I trade both intraday and swing. You can do whatever fits your personality. I personally think frequency is important. I really do think frequency is important. I think it's something that's not talked about enough. Like, yes, absolutely, you can make money not trading a lot, you know, taking a few trades a year, a few trades a month, one trade a month. You absolutely can. But what they don't talk about with lower frequency is the mental toll that takes, right? So you're going to have inevitable drawdown. You're going to have losing streaks. You're going to have these periods of time where having low frequency just makes it harder to submit to that stuff, at least in my experience, right? That's a subjective opinion. But for me, I definitely feel that, you know, when I'm barely trading, it's harder for me to submit to the drawdown or just not overthink, right? So I personally like higher frequency, and frequency is something I focus on. Like, I like to have multiple trades a week, right? If you go on a losing streak and you're taking multiple trades, you know the next trade's coming soon. It's a lot easier to just say, all right, on to the next trade, you know, as opposed to, all right, well, now I gotta wait a whole month for my next swing, you know. I wait a week and my setup doesn't show up. I would reduce your rules slightly. Make some tweaks to increase frequency. NFP week. Yep, first Friday every month. We got NFP. Let's talk about it. So I'm going to adjust my mic. All right. So what we got? Monday, we have red folder on Canadian dollar. We don't have US dollar red folder until Tuesday. So Monday, like normal, like we always say, on USD tends to be a day with no red folder, right? Only Canadian dollar has red folder. So if your intraday trading crosses, then Canadian dollar pairs could be interesting. They might have volatility on Monday, but I'm expecting indices to be lethargic, like volatility. Again, bro. Again, this is probabilities. This is something that people fail to understand, right? So just because Monday lacks red folder on USD doesn't mean that indices can't move. You know, I had someone say that to me the other day, and I'm like, bro, you got to understand that this is probabilities. More often than not, if you look at 100 samples of Mondays with no news, they're going to be more lethargic and consolidating. So I'm open to trading on Monday with no news with my Solus model, but it needs to convince me that it actually wants to move. You know, I need to see that intention in price. It's something that makes sense. I don't know if you're talking to Derek or what, but how are you, bro? I'm good. I'm blessed. Like I said, I can't really ever complain. I don't ever really allow myself to complain, and there's no reason to ever. You know, I'm so blessed. I'm in good health. There's just never any room to complain. I've been paper trading, messing around with a scout model, but just for fun, kind of playing into my understanding of price. But I'm locked in on Solus going into this next week. But that's how you see this down here. All right, so I talked about Monday. Tuesday we have USD red folder. Like Julian mentioned, it is NFP week, right? NFP is one of the big three news drivers, and so NFP weeks tend to be a little wonky. They really do. So you kind of want to just be nimble during these weeks of NFP and understand that the delivery on NFP weeks are not always ideal. So I'm open to trading Tuesday. Like I said, I'm open to trading Monday as well, but I need to see that intention from price. And more often than not, these days are duds, right? On USD, pairs, indices, more often than not, statistically speaking, probabilistically speaking, it's going to be a slower day. If it tends to expand, or if it shows that it has that willingness to expand, then I'll trade. But going into tomorrow with some hesitancy, and I need to see price confirm that it wants to move. Wednesday, we have Euro, red folder, USD, red folder, and then Yen, red folder. Thursday, Yen, Canadian dollar, USD. So we have a lot of red folder this week, right? Tons of volatility. Then we have NFP to cap it off. So it could be a good week. Lots of volatility. Some things are setting up, if I recall from last week. Oops. And yeah, so we'll just get right into this. So as we mentioned, we're not bearish on dollar until that lower time frame order flow shifts. This monthly SIBI was an area of interest for me to potentially shift price lower and kind of begin to get bearish dollar. But as we can see, the order flow has not shifted at all. We've continued to respect discount arrays on the daily, the 4 hour, the weekly, right? And create new gaps higher. So there's no reason to be bearish until the order flow shifts. So I want to be gauging the order flow, right? I'm looking at the next liquidity targets and just gauging the order flow. You know, if we continue to expand higher and create bullish fair value gaps higher, respect discount arrays higher, I'm looking at this buy side liquidity on the weekly as the next draw. Until the daily shifts, right? As we can see, I talked about this last week, this daily internal to external. Was it this one? Monday 1021. Yeah, it was this. My bad. Whoops. Going into last week, we talked about this, right? And it's the same theme here, same scenario, where we're reading these legs in price on the daily. If we continue to shift on the 1 hour and respect this and continue higher from the internal, then we're still bullish on dollar, right? Until we get that shift on the daily, we're not shifting our bias. And so now we had a strong retracement lower on dollar into this, you know, gap, volume imbalance, whichever you prefer to call it. And now we're respecting that and continuing higher. So I'm looking at this buy side liquidity as a draw from internal to external. We're still respecting discount raise. No reason to be bearish at the moment. And I'm looking at this liquidity, like I said, that I pulled from the weekly as my next target. We're going to watch, once we get there, how price reacts from that area of liquidity. Do you use daily profiles and weekly profile? Not really. I don't think about profiles. I understand the delivery of the candles. It's kind of just baked into what I'm doing. And what I mean by that is, for example, I've been practicing a scalp paper trade tape model. And last week I understood that once NQ swept this previous week high, the order flow shifted and pointed lower. I understood that shorts are on the menu. And so I don't use weekly profile, but it's kind of baked into what I'm doing, if that makes sense. I understand the candle's delivery. So yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. But I'm not thinking about oh, this weekly profile. I'm just understanding the delivery of the weekly candle, which is kind of the same thing. So let's go. What's up, Bimal? Gold is so smooth. Oil was not good. Yeah, oil has not been good. But anyways, looking at this draw to external on the daily on dollar. Still bullish dollar. Not much else to say. Bullish dollar means lower currencies. Lower AU, EU, GU, NU. Higher UCAD, U Swiss franc, U yen. So we want to understand that going into the week. So they got you to me. It's not necessarily because I trade like how you trade and I pick a student as well, but people keep bringing it to me. I mean, it's baked into what I'm doing. So I don't need to think. A lot of the stuff that everyone uses, I don't consider individual concepts. It's just baked into what I'm doing. So I'm not worried about power of three. I'm not worried about, midnight open, Judas swing and all this stuff. I'm just understanding the delivery from the top down. And when you do that and you understand the delivery and the narrative from the top down, all those things are kind of baked into what we're doing, right? So understanding the delivery of the weekly candle, the way that the candle is going to be created is kind of essentially weekly profiles, but I just don't break it down into a weekly profile. This is low week on Tuesday, and then now we should expand from here. It's not about that for me. I don't know how to explain. It's kind of hard to explain. It's like I'm using it, but I'm not, essentially. I'm not thinking about it. But anyways, bullish dollar for me, which would make sense for lower currencies. We looked at that draw. That previous candle low is our first draw. We obviously are closing well below that, meaning we still have room to move lower here. Failed to offer fair value, right? We expected this to fail to offer fair value because of where dollar was and how it's been acting. So now we seek this liquidity lower. Going to go ahead and get rid of that. Now I'm really only worried about this leg at this point. So we're going to go ahead and mark out the PD raise within the leg. No daily gaps lower, which is tough, but weekly profile works. All that stuff works, but for me, it's just about simplicity, and I'm getting to that same destination, understanding the weekly candle delivery without thinking about, think about a weekly profile. I just understand where the candle's delivering. I don't know how else to explain it. Not much to say here on Australian dollar. The next discount around the monthly is that sell side all the way down there. But I would just be expecting lower at this point. We have a new 4-hour gap being created here. This area for value that we can deliver lower from. So I'll be watching that. But I'm bearish right now on these individual currencies because I'm bullish on dollar. I got you. Simplicity is key. Exactly. Simplicity scales. I talk about this all the time, man. When you have simplicity in the way that you view the charts, the way that you trade, it allows you to put all the focus on yourself. And you are the defining factor, right? It's really not the strategy. You can use VWAP. You can use, RSI. You can use whatever, supply and demand, support and resistance. It doesn't matter. As long as you have an edge. You just need a statistical edge. The defining factor is you and your ability to submit to the edge, trade the edge consistently, manage the risk consistently, keep your brain in check consistently. And so when you have a simple way of viewing price, you're able to do those things because you have more brain points to focus on what matters, which is yourself, your psychology. Not many discount arrays here. Monthly, weekly gaps lower. I'm still expecting lower right now with dollar. Until we get a shift on dollar, still going to be bearish on these individual currencies. Swing highs, lows, and fair value gaps. Exactly. That's all you need. That's literally all you need. All we're doing is getting on side. All we have to do when we trade is understand where price is going and then buy low and sell high. That's all we're trying to do is flow with the markets and get on side consistently. People just want to make it a way bigger thing than it needs to be. Yeah, this doesn't look good. Weekly gap again. Just in a like no man's land kind of area here where we don't have PD raise right now. We have the weekly gap. We'll see what happens here. Just kind of messing around right now. But again, I'm bullish on dollar still. So I'll be bearish on these currencies moving forward. Canadian dollar has been really weak. I'm looking at this sell side here as our next draw. Weekly gap. We're so close to the sell side. I would not expect a retest of this weekly gap right now. We're also still bullish on dollar. So this sell side to me is an immediate draw. No daily gaps to deliver off of. Wouldn't expect a retracement up here right now. Potentially this 4-hour gap. But again, we might just straight up just continue to sell off. We're so close to that sell side that it might just run there with speed. Like it's been doing. Super weak Canadian dollar. So I'm looking at this. Go ahead and throw that on. Throw that on. Straight chop on the monthly. I mean, this is just gross. This entire delivery on the monthly has been straight consolidation. Hopefully things clean up after elections. Mark out the PD raise that we can trade lower off of on the weekly. Whoops. This order block can hold right and send price lower. There's no fair value gap in this leg, but that order block is a premium array that can send price lower. We already got that shift on the 4-hour, so yeah, I'd be expecting lower here from this 4-hour gap. Potentially a retest here to continue lower towards that sell side. So bearish on euro again, looks cleaner. Good evening. Which time frame combination is best for cryptos, commodities? There's a lot of good combinations in terms of like the three like step type of time frame alignment, like understanding draw, higher time frame PD array and entry. Just the basic weekly 4-hour, 15-minute, 1 minute, or going daily 1 hour, 5 minute, something like that. My favorite is just understanding the daily, having a clear draw, daily internal to external or daily external to internal, then having the 1 hour shift and agree with that, and then trading off the 5 minute. That's definitely my favorite. Yen is not respecting this internal, which makes sense, right? Because dollar has not shifted. So we're failing to offer fair value now, trading lower. Dollar is still bullish. So while dollar is still bullish, I'm going to be bearish on yen. I mean, yen has been super, super weak. Monthly bearish order flows. This does make a lot of sense with the strength on dollar. So now that we're failing to offer fair value here, we're looking at that sell side liquidity. Because if we're failing to offer fair value, we're seeking liquidity. Expansion candle on the weekly. Potentially going to create a new fair value gap. We have daily internal to external here. Actually looks nice for lower. I didn't even notice this. Dang, this is nice. This is clean. I really like that. Daily to 1 hour is okay for everything. I guess you can use it. Bro, are you in a rush? Or what do you mean? Why do you think I'm in a bad mood? I'm good. I might just be talking louder right now. Because I have headphones on. So I might just seem like I'm talking louder because I have music in my headphones right now. But no, I'm not in a bad mood at all. So yeah, I'm watching this for lower from the internal to external. That looks nice. I like that a lot. Medi, hey, how we doing? How many trades do you take a week? It depends. With the Solus model, anywhere from 2 to 4 usually. It's usually in that range of 2 to 4 a week. Bro, would you consider that weekly fair value gap on pound to the left? This? Or this? This one, current leg. Where are we on? New Zealand dollar? Let's go, SRP. Jag, how you doing, bro? Bullish dollar, bearish New Zealand dollar. Strong displacement here on the monthly. This candle's crazy. Looking at this next sell side target. Right, this is the next discount rate that we can target. Creating breakaway gaps, right? We can see that from this monthly candle. Expect breakaway gaps, large fair value gaps on the weekly and daily. So yeah, looking at the sell side draw. Really no sign of slowing down, right? We still have bullish dollar. We would expect lower on this as well. Currencies are all looking bearish right now. Do you think the algo will ever change? I don't believe in the whole algo thing personally. I don't think the way that price moves will change. I mean, it's just banks buying low and selling high. That's all that they're doing. Mitigating their orders. I don't think that will ever change. I don't necessarily believe in the whole algorithm thing. I believe that there's high frequency algorithms like electronic trading, high frequency algorithms, absolutely. But I don't think that there's like one. Like, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I love ICT. I love the concepts. But if he coded an algorithm or knew an algorithm, don't you think that he would just never lose? If he wrote the if he wrote the algorithm, don't you think he would have a 100% win rate? So it's kind of just common sense, you know. Like, he's clearly just doing some marketing, but I respect it. I respect it. You got to lean into the marketing a little bit. I definitely believe in high frequency algorithms, but in terms of how price books, it's all just fundamentals. You know, it's big banks, institutions, smart money, mitigating their orders, buying low and selling high. That's what I believe. So if you want my opinion, that's that. Yeah, right. We believe in fair value gaps. Exactly. Fair value gaps are institutional sponsorship. Right. I believe in what I'm seeing on the charts, the things that I see play out every day in front of my eyes. So I don't really care to like debate the whole algorithm thing. It's just my opinion, right? You guys are absolutely entitled to believe whatever you want to believe. It's the same thing with politics or religion or whatever it may be. You guys are absolutely entitled to your own opinions. I never have seen the appeal of debating things with people. People are on Twitter just debating with each other over stuff. Like, neither of you are gonna become profitable debating with each other. What's moving the markets, you know? What was your most profit in just one trade? I have to think about that. It's one of the trade, like with the trade copier. So it's nothing crazy on like a single trade. It's because it's copied to like 20 of the prop accounts. I think like 8K, but that's spread out between all the accounts, right? So it's like 15 on the copier. What do you do while waiting for alarms or a new fair value gift? I'm not gonna lie, Sally, it's hard. It's hard. You have to like learn to turn your brain off. I'm still mastering it. But yeah, just set alerts, especially for swings. You want to be setting a ton of alerts. And honestly, having mobile executions, this is a hot take. Having mobile executions if you're swing trading is clutch. Because I don't want to be running, when I'm swinging, I don't want to be running to the charts to go put on a trade. So what I'll do is I'll have my master account on a copier, right? I have a copier through Traders Connect. And I will have the master account on my phone, and I'll just execute the swings on my phone because I don't want to be running to the charts every time to take a swing. Because, I mean, I'll swing any kill zone, and then it'll just have an alert pop off when I'm making dinner or something, or with my girlfriend. Like, I don't want to go run to the charts. But yeah, it's hard to not look at charts or think about charts. You have to learn to turn your brain off. Like, you have to build a callus in your mind to just, once you're off the charts, if you're not swinging, like if you're intraday trading, once you're off, you're like, as soon as that time window of execution ticks off, right? So if your window of execution is 8 to 12 or 8 to 4 or 9 to 4 p.m., as soon as that window of execution is over, your brain needs to shut off. And I'm still working on that myself. It takes time. One thing about me, I'm very, very transparent about my struggles and the things that I'm working on, because it's just constant refinement. No matter what level you're at, no matter how much money you're making, it's just always constant refinement. You have to have that passion to just like continuously learn and keep getting better. When price goes above a major swing high or low, what's the minimum context you demand to see a potential continuation? So when price reaches a major liquidity pool swing point, for me to trade continuation, like through it, I need to see gaps created through it. I want to see gaps created through it. I don't want to see the order flow shift. So what I always talk about is when major swing points, when major liquidity pools are taken, I always say to take a step back and then let price prove to you that it's either still wanting to continue in that direction or if it's going to reverse and retrace. Price moves too perfectly for there not to be an algorithm. I think it's just the way the banks are moving price, you know. I think it's all fundamentals personally, but I believe in high frequency algorithms. If there was a perfect algorithm, everyone would have 100% win rate because we just crack it. Yeah, it'll be uploaded. It posts these lives to my channel. Would you consider a fair value gap on the weekly if it wasn't in the current order flow, like the reverse price? No, I'm always just focused on the current legs. Why do we not look at indices firstly? Just run through forex first. New sub, thank you, I appreciate that. These weekly candles are gross. This delivery on AUD CAD is not ideal. We traded into the area for value here. The next monthly discount array is this order block right here. I really don't like this. Just sloppy delivery. We're gonna skip right over it. What is the best time frame to see where price is? Well, price is fractal, and what I mean by that is you can see price shifting in the opposing direction on any time frame. So there, in my opinion, isn't one best time frame. It comes down to how you're trying to trade. So I guess, Jaren, I would need more context on what you mean. Are you intraday trading? Are you swinging? Are you scalping? Because it's all fractal. So if we're trading off of a monthly, right here, let's break this down a little bit for you. If we're trading off of a monthly and we want to see that price is shifting, right? These two green candles are bullish order flow on the daily. If we're trading into that monthly disc or premium array and we want to see price shifting, well, I like to use the time frame alignment, the standard time frame alignment. What do we see? The daily shifts order flow from here. Now we have bearish daily order flow. This is a shift in order flow. Now we're creating new gaps lower. And this is just bearish trend now on the daily. Whereas if I go into the 1 hour and I want to view the same thing, well, it's just about reading the lower time frame order flow, right? So I can read the 15-minute and the 5-minute to say, all right, this order flow has now shifted bearish. I think that was up there, but if I'm looking at the 4 hour, I just refer to my time frame alignment. On the 15-minute, we have bullish order flow into that 4 hour gap. The 15-minute is going to show a shift of order flow and start that bearish trend, that bearish order flow from that gap. So price is fractal. It depends on what you're looking for from it. Swings, intraday, etc., etc. Every higher time frame is more important than the lower. Exactly. Yeah, it's a hierarchy. So monthly takes higher precedence than the weekly. Weekly takes higher precedence than the daily, so on and so forth. All right, let me get locked in here. Monthly internal to external. Bearish monthly order flow. Expecting continuation lower here after that retracement. Which makes sense why this weekly is failing. So when we're failing to trade higher off this weekly, pair that with the monthly internal to external, well, we have a clear understanding that this should continue lower. And so I like this for lower. Trapped order flow is just, fair value gaps. Price being trapped between fair value gaps, so like a monthly, a weekly, weekly bullish fair value gap, weekly bearish fair value gap, things like that. And it tends to cause this consolidation like effect in price. So right now we're in this monthly SIBI, not really respecting it. Weekly is still bullish order flow. Daily just messing around here. You're looking at this leg, but not the clearest here on AUD JPY. So when things are unclear to me, when I just have that feeling of, oh, like I can see both sides here, I just skip it. Because when you're taking a trade on something, you shouldn't even have a consideration of the opposing side of the market. It should feel very, very one-sided and clear. And so that's a subjective feeling that I can't really teach you. It just comes from consistently showing up to these charts and applying the things that I teach. And then you're going to get that feel like it's just a feeling of one-sidedness. There's really no way to describe it other than, I guess there's a way to describe it, and it's just a lack of arguments for the other side. So you're going to have straight confluences and arguments stacked for one side of the market, and you're going to have none for the other side. And what that creates is a feeling of clear, obvious price action, a feeling of clear one-sidedness. It's like the best way that I could describe it. Daily is straight chop. Weekly, we have this gap down here, but we're just consolidating right now. This is disgusting delivery. Conveniently, it's one of the correlated pairs. Like I always say, I don't like trading those. Monthly internal to external playing out. I'd be looking at this previous candle low as the next draw. Immediate draw on the monthly. Straight chop. Disgusting delivery again. Daily. I mean, we're getting there. I'm expecting lower. We're getting there, but it's just disgusting. This is just... Appreciate it, bro. I understand. It's doing this for free, so we have to be... Put can in your sentence, bro. Saying... No, it's okay. No worries. No, you guys are fine. You're free to ask questions. What do you think when people say that trading is gambling? It's gambling for some people. It also comes down to what your stance on gambling is. If you have an edge, like if you have a statistical edge, like a casino, like are the casinos gambling? I guess it comes down to your, like I said, your understanding or your perception of the word gambling. Like if you believe that casinos are gambling when they have an edge, then yeah, trading is gambling. But if you believe that a casino is just a profitable business model that's using numbers in their favor because they have that statistical edge, then trading is not gambling for the people that have an edge. Basically, you want to have most of the time frames order flow be aligned. Right, exactly. But you want to use the time frame alignment. So you're not always going to see you're not going to see the monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, all in alignment at the same time. It's like you're going to have opposing PD rays. You're going to have things that disagree, but you need to have the alignment in check. Bias is just understanding where price is drawing to the next target. So where it should be drawing to. Yeah, Jay, you're fine, bro. Don't worry about it. Monthly, internal to external. Weekly, swept this buy side. We're in that monthly internal. So if the daily begins to create gaps lower, it could be interesting. The daily creates these gaps lower, has that expansion lower, could be interesting. Yeah, I agree. It just gets under my skin because people say it's gambling. They don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, one thing you'll learn the deeper you get into this is you can't talk to anyone about it. They don't understand. So, and you can't expect them to understand. Like you can't understand how this stuff works unless you do it yourself, unless you're profitable trading, unless they work with, something similar as poker, things like that, probability based games where you can be profitable. Nobody's going to understand that unless they do it and partake in it themselves. So you just can't really expect people to understand. So like the deeper you get, the more you realize like it's not even worth talking about. Like people around me know I trade, but I don't mention it to them. They only know because I do the trading patiently stuff. If I didn't have the trading patiently, if I didn't make content, I wouldn't even be like, I don't talk to people about it. I don't say anything. I don't expect them to understand. It's like a astrophysicist or like someone that creates engines like talking to me about it. Like, I don't understand that, man. Take those big slurps of coffee. Yeah. That's an insane comment. What the fuck? All right, so yeah, CAD yen if we shift could be interesting for lower, but we'll see. 4 hours shifted, so yeah, this could be the start here. And this looks like a real top to me. Throw it on the watch list. Actually, I'll throw it on the wait list for lower. Everyone like the video. Let's go. Appreciate you guys, man. Failing to offer fair value, trading higher. Accept this liquidity. Monthly bullish order flow. Makes a lot of sense here. We delivered Actually, did this sweep first? I don't know. This is a bearish candle, so yeah, we swept this after. Traded higher. Weekly internal to external playing out. Weekly shifted. I'm looking at this as my next draw. Looks bullish to me after the stop on the monthly. That's why I'm teaching my girl to trade so she understands the profession. I love that. She's in for a tough time though. You really gotta love what you're doing. Like, you have to love this to be profitable, to be consistent. There's just too many highs and lows. I had a YouTube video where I talked about the truth of trading, or something, the dark truths of trading, and like something I said was you have to be delusional to an extent. I really believe that. I think you have to be slightly delusional to figure this out. You have to have a love for it, like genuinely love this and have a passion for it. And you have to be a little bit delusional, because you're going to have people left and right saying that you can't do it, or that it's gambling, or that it's whatever, right? You have to have a bit of delusion and just confidence in yourself. It's a blind faith almost. I'm very delusional. I'm very much like that, where if somebody tells me I can't do something, like, I need to do it. I have to. Like, I have texts from friends in the past saying it's what did he say? I gotta remember. It's not sustainable. That's what he said. Like, it's not gonna be something that's sustainable. I just like laughed and screenshotted it. But it's just stuff like that that sticks in the back of my head. That's just how that's how I'm wired. You know, when someone says I can't do something, I have to do it. I honestly think when people are trading that they should involve God into their learning, because trading can get the best. I love that. Absolutely. I absolutely believe that, you know, expanding your faith, walking with God, will increase your trading profits. But it's just about detaching and becoming a better person. I think, you know, no matter what your religion is, getting closer to God is an amazing thing. You know, it's made me a better man. I go through periods where I get away from him, and I feel guilty about it. Like, I say that all the time to myself. I need to walk closer with him. I get away sometimes and I feel guilty. So appreciate that reminder. I love that. I feel the same way though. It's definitely a great thing. There's so many emotional highs and lows. There's so many things that test you with trading. Being close to God is just amazing. Internal to external playing out on CHF yen, like we just talked about. Stop on the monthly, weekly shifted. Looking at higher on that. Just talked about that before. What is your... Oh, you deleted it. I'm assuming you just meant, like, what is my name? My name's Cam. My full name's Cameron, but everyone just calls me Cam. Some of my friends call me Bam. But it's just Cam. Trading is a mirror? Absolutely. Trading is such a mirror. Such a mirror. Made me such a better person. Monthly consolidation. Weekly. J-Sway, I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember being in like the shower, being wherever. I remember specifically one time in the shower, like crying and praying for clarity years back. Like praying, like actually just begging for clarity. I know exactly what you mean, bro. I love that. And he provides, man. All right, let me get locked in here. Monthly consolidation. Did we hit this swing low? We didn't. We failure swung. Weekly. Failing to offer value here. I'm looking at this next Sibi as a draw. I want to see the respect or disrespect of this next Sibi right here. From there, we'll see. If it disrespects that, we'll look to target that liquidity. But right now, it's going higher. Daily's pretty gross. Not the best delivery. Let me go ahead and transpose this just to the weekly. Daily creating a new gap higher. So it looks bullish to me right now. Daily order flow is pointing higher. Weekly. But yeah, I don't love it. Monthly swept this swing low. We do have bearish order flow continuing lower now. Weekly consolidation, respecting that gap. Looking at this sell side as the next draw. Did we reach this? We did. Causing a bit of a reaction, but I would ultimately, expect this to continue lower now. This is disgusting. Man, this is disgusting. How long have you been full time? About a year and a half now. So I'm still a baby in the industry. Still a baby. Big brother, please explain entry on 1 hour time frame. Okay, so when you're trading the 1 hour, the best way to be trading is daily, internal to external. So trading from a daily fair value gap as well as swing points. And so when you're entering on the 1 hour, I would highly recommend when you're swinging to just trade pro trend and then trade internal to external. Let me see if I can find a good example here. I mean, these crosses are not the place to be to give you a good example right now. Gold daily to internal to external wasn't the cleanest, but these longs are a bit sus to me too with the way that the weekly was unfolding, but let's just give you an example here. So when you're trading the 1 hour and swinging, you want to be trading ideally pro trend, right? Gold is very bullish. You're trading aligned with the trend. Internal, aka fair value gap of this leg, to external swing point of this leg. So fair value gap to swing high. Now when you're swinging on the 1 hour, you want to wait for this order flow to shift and create gaps higher. So this would have been a sniper entry, but if you want, you could even just wait for more confirmation. But this low should remain protected if you're drawing to external, if you're going to continue higher here. And so you could even take this low if you want more on your stop. And then obviously this is hindsight, 4.5R. You have to trail your stop. You have to hold through these retracements, but that's pretty much how you want to be doing it. You want to be seeing the order flow shift once you trade into an internal level. So once this order flow shifts and begins to point higher, that's when you take your swings on the 1 hour. So daily to 1 hour. I don't know what cross I was on before. You consider flood, odd, and LOD? Yeah, I do. Just in my brain. I just do it in my brain. I don't really like mark it out with the labels. I just mark each price leg, and I understand where's the first PD array that we can head higher off of, where's the overlapping, where's the last line of defense. All right, bro. Thanks for your service. Keep doing what you're doing to help others. God bless. Allah. Appreciate that, man. Really appreciate the love. Thanks for subscribing, and I look forward to having you back, man. Continuing to help you learn. Your income is just from trading. I make money from social media as well. So doing the stuff on Twitter, YouTube, ad revenue, like brand stuff, all that. So it's not just trading. When you take a loss, do you take one? When you take a loss, do you take one same trade? Once I take a loss, so what I do personally, this is contrary to what other people do. It's fine. I give myself one trade idea. So if I take a loss on a trade idea, I'm not really looking to enter again. Because when I am taking a trade, generally, it should work in my favor. With my stop at a protected swing point usually, and if it doesn't, then I just don't tend to get back in. I look for the next trade idea. So logic, my 80% losses are revenge trades. Yeah, I don't revenge trade. That doesn't happen to me. Monthly trading higher, slowly consolidating. Damn, I still have all these crosses to get through. Oh my gosh. I've been answering so many questions. Weekly chop. This is disgusting. I don't even care about this. You don't waste your time on consolidating markets. Disgusting. Immediate skip. Bro, the euro crosses look gross right now. Swept the swing low. This looks gross as well. Daily chop. These are all gross. Traded into this monthly internal. I literally am skipping them because they're straight chop right now. Monthly internal. Weekly, traded into that, monthly. We need to see the daily shift if we're going to respect that internal. Throw it on the wait list. Right now, the daily legs are still pointing higher. What the? So you want to see a disrespect to this gap if we're going to shift lower and then create new gaps lower on the daily. To say, all right, sell model on the daily. When I lose, I always force the same trade again. Yeah, you got to stop that. Give yourself one trade idea. If you lose on your one trade idea, move on to the next trade idea. And until the next trade idea sets up, you're done on that trade. And if you're taking a lot of losses, the best thing that you could do is put your stop loss at the protected swing points of those PD arrays that you're trading from. What do you think about New York Stock Exchange 16? I just saw that. I just recently saw that news. I'm not too sure. I need to look into it more on how that's going to affect things. Daily power of 3 and kill zones. I don't see how it's going to affect anything really. Monthly consolidation. Yeah, you don't need to send it 3 times, bro. I read all the questions. Monthly, weekly. How much time did it take to become profitable? Like 2.5 years. A little more than that, I think. Yeah, because we're just focusing on RTH. Regular trading hours. Right. I give myself 2 trades a day. 2 trades a day. Monthly consolidation. Weekly. This looks like a failure swing. Daily bullish order flow. I just, again, don't love this right now. Created this daily gap higher. Looking at that next buy side target. Probably don't see you today. I just didn't feel like fixing my, just getting putting a hat on or whatever. I don't know. I just didn't feel like getting ready to stream, I guess. Not really getting ready, but right now I'm in pajamas and a sweatshirt. And I just didn't feel like changing into something more presentable, essentially. I guess I could have just get the man some fries. I consider ICT my mentor. I think mmxm trader and REO absolutely sharpened what I already knew. So I like to give them credit as well. Let's say ICT gave me the fundamentals, all the things that I needed in terms of the tools of viewing price. And mmxm trader and REO kind of simplified that and helped me put it all together. So I always like to give credit where it's due. But yeah. Monthly's trading higher. We have monthly bullish order flow. I'm looking at this next previous candle high as a target. Nothing here really to gauge off of on the weekly besides a stop hunt. We traded higher off this swing low. Stop hunt in the direction of that buy side. Daily market maker buy model. Actually pretty nice delivery here from this daily gap. Didn't create new daily gaps. Now we're creating one. This becomes our area for value on the daily. So this actually looks good for higher. Throw it on the wait list. Interesting chop here. Want to see new legs get created higher, a new gap get created higher. Just kind of messing around, but we do have that context. 4 hour looks a lot better. This is a nice delivery. Clean shift in order flow. All right. For those that use the unicorns. Boom. Beautiful delivery on the 4 hour from there. You've been through indices? I have not. I'm almost there. Full-time employee from 8 to 5, and I find it difficult to trade during sessions. Maybe try swing trading. Maybe try swing trading. But yeah, expecting higher on this. Monthly gap is still respecting. Weekly just consolidating. Daily straight chop. Yep, insta skip. Get that guy out of here. Monthly failing to offer fair value or failing to deliver lower now. Weekly bullish order flow. We respected that internal to external was actually really nice delivery here towards external. Kill zones become a lot less significant with swing trading. So no, I really don't when I swing. I'm not worried about it. Think about kill zones. They're more for intraday volatility to make sure that price is going to get delivered where you want it to during the day that you're intraday trading. There's so much liquidity right here. This is kind of sus to me. But I just don't see why I would retrace right now there. But that looks sus. Pound New Zealand dollar delivering towards that buy side. This candle high right here, this swing high is on the weekly or daily is probably a daily swing high. Would be my immediate draw. Yeah, right here. What steps did you take? What was your process? It's so hard to say like, oh, follow this exact rule and step to get there, because I have a different personality traits than you. You have different personality traits than the next person. But I think what it comes down to is finding an edge. You have to find a statistical edge, something that's going to work over a long period of time, statistically, probabilistically, putting edge in your favor. You have to master yourself. So you have to figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are to your personality. What are your personality traits? What are your tendencies? Are you anxious? Are you an overthinker? You know, I tend to overthink a lot. Are you good at following rules? Are you bad at following rules? Are you impulsive? All these things you need to learn. You need to write them down, identify in your personality. From there, you need to emphasize your strengths, suppress your weaknesses through your trading, have a simple approach and edge, and then you have to learn how to manage the risk. So you have to always live to see another trade. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't put the socials at the bottom. Good call. Boom. Appreciate that. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, and you just manage risk. Make sure that you're always living to trade another day. Daily trading higher. Looking at this swing high, potentially a gap being created there. How am I still not through these crosses? This is grueling right now. Monthly bullish order flow, but we're not respecting this order block right now. Weekly internal to external playing out. Too many crosses for real. Yeah, this looks nice for lower. I'm looking at that sell side. It's the next draw. Yeah, these equal lows. First draw on the 4 hour, then that sell side. So New Zealand dollar CAD looks good for lower. New Zealand dollar CHF. Internal to external playing out as well. I think we took this external. Failed to offer fair value, right? So we're seeking liquidity. Again, this becomes a lot clearer when you understand that the monthly is delivering off that gap, right? So we're not expecting this bullish gap to respect when the monthly intention is going to take higher precedence. So we fail to offer fair value. We target this next sell side, understanding that the monthly wants to send this lower. Well, we just swept this. This is a beautiful daily sell model here. So this is a perfect example of what I was talking about before. Everyone pay attention here. This is a really good learning experience. When we sweep or take, just achieve these large liquidity pools, these large targets on the monthly, weekly, daily, whatever, when we take these liquidity pools, swing points, you want to gauge what price does. So at this point, we've taken this liquidity pool here. Once that occurs, we want to take a step back and say, all right, is price going to expand through this liquidity pool and show intention to head lower? If that's the case and we begin to create new gaps lower, you can continue to short this towards the next liquidity target, towards the next sell side target, which would be all the way down here. So it's a lot, but my point stands that you need to take a step back once these liquidity pools are taken, because once these go, you're going to see more often than not, we tend to retrace. And then from there, we might continue lower. But these large swing points, large liquidity pools, they tend to cause these retracements in price where we'll reverse, so you might see the 1 hour shift, reverse, and then continue lower from there. So they cause retracements. You want to take a step back and see, do we expand through it or do we get a retracement here? And so that's how I would be approaching New Zealand dollar CAD right now. Also, you're going to see in your data, when we take these liquidity pools, when we take these swing points, it's probably why you have a lot of losing trades. It's probably why you're losing a lot. So keep that in mind. All right, now we're getting to the juicy stuff. Monthly, it's respecting this gap, but not really convincing stuff here. We traded lower there and didn't follow through, so I'm really not convinced on that. Weekly is pointing higher still with this gap. Daily, just consolidating. We'll see if this leg here holds, but right now, not looking good. All right, this is my paper trading stuff. Messing around with scalps. Take the executions off. Monthly bullish order flow. I changed my colors, but this messes me up because when I'm marking out unicorns, I could do darker like that. It doesn't look terrible, but I don't know. Say something is missing that I found out. Social medias. I appreciate it, bro. You're definitely my main mentor at the moment. I love that, man. I'm very confident that if you just submit to the things that I'm showing, man, you're going to have everything that you need. It just comes down to you putting the time in with it and getting the reps in, getting that chart time. Trinidad and Tobago. That's sick. That's so cool. Pickle just switched to futures. Yeah, Pickle's my best friend. We talk about everything. So that's why you see me and Pickle trade very, very similarly. We're always bouncing ideas off of each other. We're helping each other, sharpening each other. Pickle's a great dude. Weekly, internal to external. Playing out. We might have nice context here for longs on indices. I'm going to be looking to potentially take a swing with the 4 hour shifts, as well as just obviously trading Solus intraday in the direction of that weekly, but it looks really nice. Yeah, y'all are awesome. I appreciate that. This daily candle's disgusting. Just really bad weekly delivery right now. I want to see new intention higher if we're going to respect this weekly. If we fail to offer for value, we begin to have gaps pointing lower, then we'll actually look to target this next sell side. But again, right now, still bullish. That weekly candle is respecting. Here, there's SMT with NAS. I'll check that out. What did it do? NAS swept the lows, right? Or what? Let me get this off. Go ahead and fix this. Are you talking about this as bearish SMT? No. Oh, yeah. Right here. I got you. Yeah, I'm still bullish until we see new gaps lower, until we see a clear disrespect of this gap. I'm still bullish on indices. I like this weekly context. We obviously want to submit to that higher time frame trend. Pre-election, indices have been pushing all-time highs, expanding. What you tend to see at all-time highs is we expand, we fly, right? So we're having this delivery in price on indices where we just expand and create breakaway gaps. Then we go into these periods of consolidation. And this is very typical of all-time high delivery, where we just expand, we absolutely rocket and fly. We go into chop. Then we expand, we chop, expand, we chop. And so now we're chopping. We might get a new expansion. So we'll see. Been pretty sloppy delivery here throughout the last few days. What are your thoughts on the possibility of forming a monthly fair value gap on ES but not NQ? I don't see the gap here on ES. Only 4 days and 4 hours left on the month. We would need expansion this week, and then that third candle to form the next monthly gap. Nothing here on the monthly either. This daily is just gross. All right, let's hop into the monthly. Respect to this area for value, right? This order block, but we're failing to create new fair value gaps higher at the moment on the monthly. Weekly swept that previous candle high. Just kind of messing around again. Not the best delivery right now. Just consolidating at the highs. Again, typical all-time high kind of delivery here. I see the SMT you're talking about, yeah. Right. I got you. So Nas looking more bullish on the 4 hour for sure. We did just sweep that. This is exactly what I mean, right? So I took a short. I framed a short off of this previous week high sweep on Friday, understanding that these major liquidity pools, these major swing points, tend to cause these retracements. Understanding the weekly candle delivery, the way the weekly candle can close should have a retracement back into this candle. So that's kind of understanding weekly profile without thinking about weekly profile. Like, I'm just understanding the delivery of this weekly candle. And so that's how I frame that short. But yeah, still bullish on indices. Let's see if we respect this 4 hour leg here. We want to see respect of this leg. Crude oil. Crude oil hasn't just been wonky. Monthly. We swept that. Swing high on the weekly. It's not the best delivery here either at all. Weekly consolidation. A lot of things are just chopping pre-election. This is just really sloppy. I'd be looking at this overlapping area next because we're failing to deliver lower here. So my eyes go here to this next overlapping area. And from there, if we expand through that overlapping area, then I'd actually look to target this buy side. And so I'll be gauging that, but really not the best delivery here at all on crude oil. It's just messing around. And so when price isn't falling through in either direction like this, and when it's just consolidating, you want to take a step back and go look at something else. Versus this, gold looks really good. Gold's one of my top watches going into the next week. I already know because I was looking at it earlier. Weekly gap setting up. We want to gauge whether or not this is going to set up a weekly gap. Last week, I was telling the Academy members I was potentially expecting it to set up this weekly gap. But the way that this is closing right now, that may not be the case. Right? We've actually had a push towards the end of the day on Friday. And so we may just expand here. You want to gauge this 4 hour order flow leg, this 4 hour, bullish for value gap to see if we want to just expand towards daily external. If that's the case, then we're open to longs, expecting and anticipating this weekly to be a breakaway gap. Daily, yeah, so bullish, looking for higher prices either towards daily external right off the bat. We'll be gauging the 1 hour and 4 hour order flow legs, price legs, fair value gaps to see if this wants to just run towards external. If not, then we're anticipating this retest of the fair value, offering fair value here to head higher off of. But top watch for sure. Looks really, really good. Silver creating this weekly gap. Now this candle closure, this candle delivery looks more like a potential retest, but we'll have to see here. 4 hour is pointing lower. We didn't create new gaps higher on silver, so silver is definitely weaker. You don't need SMT, you don't need anything like that to see that. Silver is clearly weaker than gold, so you want to be long in gold if we're going to. But eyes on metals here. We're gonna be gauging whether or not this retest the gap. We have this large imbalance on silver as well, so this makes me think it wants to trade a little bit lower, but we'll see. How much is your academy? The academy mentorship, it comes with Discord access, you know, the premium Discord access, and then a full course called Profitability Unlocked. It's $150 a month for everything. The course is included, completely free. And then I do a 7-day free trial, or if you guys want to, you know, just check it out and see if you like what I have to offer with the live trading, the Discord and whatnot, then you can try a 7-day free trial. So if you want to live trade with us going into the next week, the link will be right here. I'll send it. Can gold and Dixie all be bullish? For example, I trade gold paired with the US dollar. Can gold and Dixie all be bullish? For example, I trade gold. Yeah, gold and dollar can both be bullish. Weekly. Can you give some sale coupons? I did a sale initially at the beginning, like a first 100 type of sale, but maybe I'll do another one in the future for like Christmas or something, or Black Friday or something. Hi, bro. What's up, Profit Palace? What's up, bro? But yeah, that's pretty much it for the forecast. This is what we got. Long, short, wait. Long, short, wait. We had the Solus Inception and then the forecast watch list. That's how I have everything set up. There's a monthly fair value gap on the continuous contract, but not on the current. Interesting. Where's this? Let me see what you're talking about here. Because I see this monthly gap really, really small. Gold top watch indices look pretty good. Yeah, exactly. Just gauging whether or not it wants to retest that weekly gap on metals. What I don't see it. Alexandra, I'll send it on the Discord. I don't know why it took me so long to read that sentence. I was like thinking about something else. Yeah. I don't see it. High. 5730 low. 5730. This is definitely not a monthly gap, so I don't know what you mean. Unless you're talking about this one. But this really isn't relevant to me anymore. We've already delivered higher off of it. So if you're talking about this one, just not really important to me at the moment. Price is already delivering higher off that. We have the weekly gap on both continuous and current. So, yep. Bullish on indices. Again, want to see new gaps higher. This delivery is gross. We're failing right now to deliver higher off this leg here. 1 hour order flow is bearish. 1 hour is pointing higher. So we want to see that shift and new expansion higher if we're going to respect this bullish fair value gap. Like I said, if we don't, we create gaps lower, disrespecting that, then we'll look to target that sell side. But for right now, I'm still expecting higher. Want to submit to that trend, submit to that higher time frame order flow, right? The trend is king. Monthly and weekly order flow is king. Thanks, Cam. Gotta go to the gym. Hope everyone has a good week. I hope everybody has a great week, man. For real. I really hope to see you guys in the Discord. You know, whether it's free, academy, doesn't matter to me. I just want to see you guys in there applying yourselves and learning. So hop into the Discord and come trade with us this week. Like I said, either one. And I'll be in there active all week, supplying my analysis, thoughts, everything. We didn't talk about news. Yeah, we did. I talked about news at the beginning. But yeah, guys. All right, I'm probably gonna wrap it up here. I appreciate you guys always. Appreciate all the love and support. I can't wait to continue to watch you guys grow. And I'm happy to help, man. I love doing this stuff. So I will see you guys very soon. See you in the Discord. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your days.